according to their issues, according to their problems, whatever they are encountering in their lives, and seeing their birthstones and whatever suits them. Kinetic energy, for example, some of my clients are like, they wanted to do kinetic yoga, but it didn't suit them, so I didn't recommend it for them. And some have never practiced yoga in their lives, but kinetic yoga with the breathing therapy was actually would suit them. And I knew that, like, while working on them, I got to know that gradually their inclination was so strong, they came out like it worked wonders and miraculous on them. They really enjoyed the kinetic yoga sessions they did with the crystal healing. It benefited them miraculously, and by analyzing them, by working on them in the process, in the mid process, I introduced kinetic yoga to them, because when you interact, while counseling, while interacting with them, I got to know of the deeper issues, the deeper emotional sensitivity they were encountering since many years, and there was this imbalance. I got to know the emotional pain they were going through, because they were very emotional sensitivity within them deep down was of many years. They were hurt, and they were not very expressive within themselves also. So this breathing exercise really benefited them. The benefit when a human being is connected spiritually with the cosmic energy is whenever you go out of track, the alertness of your body, of the subconscious, and especially the Mother Earth, makes you realize, it gives you clear signs through your body and through your mood and through your mind. What happens is you get clear indication that your frequency is going out of track, and the link of your frequency is not going in that direction in which it was either going earlier or it was supposed to go. And this varies individually. It's not same for, like, my different client responds differently whenever, like, I get to know that the link is not moving and flowing as it was earlier, because they were having previous classes with me, so they were behaving differently, and gradually when they go out of track, or they are not practicing what they used to earlier, then the link which happens is it breaks. For example, if they are practicing anger management and somehow they are not following the rules, or after say a month or two, they have again gone back to their track and stopped practicing the therapy procedures which they were when they were in the class. So what happens is, whenever you in any session or any course or any class, you are doing a particular therapy, and then slowly, gradually you deviate from it, you stop practicing it. Anything, if you don't do in continuation, this is not some medicine or some pills that you take and the effect is done. Even if you get some fever or any kind of say a casual up and down in your health, whenever, suppose you're getting a stomach ache and you took a medicine, or you got fever and you took a medicine, what happens is it will cure you for that particular time, but again you have to see to it that your health habits are right. Again, otherwise you can again get back to that mode, isn't it? So that tablet is working for that particular time. This is where people go wrong. Whenever they ask me also, I say that, see, whenever you are in a part of a procedure or a therapy, it's not a one-time thing. If after doing it also, whatever you have learned, this is a journey from which you take away a lot of things. And those things you have to keep inculcating and practicing in your day-to-day life in order to maintain what you have learned, and in order to maintain the flow of your aura and frequency which was previously delinked. Then after the session, you got to link yourself, and whichever the links were broken, it is again now in form, in sync. Your mind, body and soul is in sync. The frequency which was dispersed is now back in the tracks. Now if you stop practicing, say again, if you indulge in a gossip session, which when you were throughout in the course you didn't, but now because no one is monitoring you, okay, now you're in your self monitoring, so now what you're doing is you're again indulging in gossiping, you're indulging in the wrong food habits. So what is happening is you're again going back to your previous life which you were before taking any spiritual therapy, any kind of spiritual practice, or say meditation if you do, and then you stop doing the meditation, and then you stop keeping your mind focused and balanced, and your aura cleansed. Your aura will again get distorted because it will again get contaminated. The world and the atmosphere around us is not spiritually very uplifted, isn't it? So if you have gone through a particular, say, therapy or session or worked on yourself, do not waste it by again not practicing it in your life. You're taking away something from a session, a class, a course, whatever you are into. Or suppose you say you're practicing meditation yourself, or you are practicing crystal healing yourself, you're doing self-healing. So suppose you're in that journey for a 6-week or a 8-week or 1 month or a 5-day, for instance, then you are taking away something from those 5 days. Do not waste it, because that is a process which your mind and body goes through. What happens is, suppose you took something away from a journey, then when you waste it, you again go and practice it, you again lose it, again go and practice it. In this process, your body and your mind, it begins to get immune. This is not a good sign spiritually, because once your mind does something for the first time or the second time, the effect is something different. If you say you break a rule every time, what happens is your mind gets immune to breaking the rule, again redoing it. Breaking the rule, again redoing it and making up for it. Then the effect which you are expecting for yourself will give you a very short-term benefit. It will not give you a long-term benefit, because your mind is getting immune. So try avoiding any wrong practice which you have given up for the sake of spirituality. Suppose you have taken an oath, you have promised to the Almighty, to the Mother Earth and the crystal in which you are doing your meditation, that you have given up backbiting. Okay? Or suppose you have given up reacting to backbiting. If someone is talking a mischief against you or trying to hurt you, you have chosen a particular spiritual way of reacting to it, and you have promised that you will not get your aura contaminated. Then you have to continue doing it. Do not break it, because once you break it, again your aura will contaminate, again you will go for aura cleansing. Then if you repeat this process again and again, what happens is, as I said, your mind gets immune somehow. So the effect you receive, the energy that you receive, those deteriorate. Because of this, you lose, you become so much immune to again doing the same and like contaminating your aura and again cleansing it, that the effect, the impact that it has, it reduces on its own. So do not do that. Try, once your aura is cleansed, try to maintain it, try to go with the flow and make a conscious effort that I will not let my aura contaminate. Again, when you go out of, say, suppose a 6 months or 8 months, again you need any kind of session or a therapy which you're doing, you're practicing it yourself, that's okay. But at least that 6 to 8 months it should. If the time duration is very, very short of your aura needing to be cleansed again and again, say a week, within a week, your course is over, then after a week again you are needing to get your aura cleansed and your energy clean, you are again getting into negativity, that means something is wrong. It means you were not sincere in doing the therapy and the practice, because you should not need it again so soon. Once you are into therapy, it should last at least for 6 to 8 months. I repeat, even if you're doing a self-therapy, for example, you're doing some sort of meditation or some sort of healing, say distant healing or personal touch healing or hands-on healing, whatever you are doing, the duration should be long-lasting. If it is not long-lasting, then you have to understand something somewhere is going wrong within you and within you, with your sincerity. You're not doing it sincerely. Otherwise, the cleansing process needs a very a specific amount of duration and a time, before which you again cannot start cleansing for aura and going for any kind of such therapy, because see, these are very heavy therapies. These it's very, the energy that you receive from Mother Earth is no child's play. The energy that you receive from any crystal is no child play. Even if you're doing some sort of meditation actively with some yogasana, when you're combining, there's no child's play. You're completely taking and playing with the pranic urja if you're doing it lightly. and if you're doing it without any guidance. I will never suggest something like this. If you consult somebody and never do it on your own without any guidance, because do not play with pranic energy, do not play with what you call is the Mother Earth's energy or any kind of stones or crystals. If you either get a clear idea and then do it, and don't take it lightly that you do something, again you go wrong, again you redo it, again you go wrong, it doesn't give you long lasting effect, again you do. You cannot do these things so quickly, because every session, every therapy, every course, every class, or you're doing self-healing, it takes the process. When it goes, it cleans your pran energy. Even in kinetic yoga, when I make some of my clients practice kinetic yoga, because that suits them. And by the grace of Mother Earth, by the grace of Almighty, they responded very well to the kinetic energy transfer sessions and their crystal healing. They were, I mean, it was not as if they did it for the first time. When I asked them that, have you done it before, because the way they were responding, they said they have never practiced any kind of yoga asana before. Even like for few clients, I recommend them Padmasana yogasana along with rose quartz crystal healing, but this was not for those particular clients about whom I'm talking. They needed that breathing exercise and that kinetic power yogasana with certain kind of stones. Not apply to those set of clients I'm talking about, because they needed that kind of kinetic yogasana sessions and the particular kind of stones to heal them, because they had the past history of certain medical and for emotional issues also. They had a history of long back, which I would not like to reveal. So yes, they needed those particular kind of therapy, and wonderfully they responded. It was 50% because of their sincere effort, the way they did it, and they came out like with flying colors, and the effect was so long lasting. I think it's been some 1.5 years, even like they, after 6 months, they had again got in touch with me, and we did a small like counseling session of like I needed to check how they are going now. If like they wanted that, please see that again, I would want to go for a session. And I told them that you don't need it. You know, when you counsel, you get to know of their aura. Their aura was going perfect. It was in their body, mind and soul was in complete alignation. The frequency was not dispersed. I would not say not dispersed at all. 10 to 20% it was dispersed, because when you get back to your normal life, that it's bound to, it will get dispersed, because you cannot practice that heavy, those heavy practices and sessions when you're doing, when you're into something. So yes, 10 to 20% they were dispersed, but otherwise they were in sync. In short, they did not need any kind of therapy again, maybe after 2 years or something, but after 6 months they wanted to go for again a redo, because they felt so good. I said, you felt good, it's good for you, practice mild. Then I told them to for maintenance, you know, to maintain your that spiritual aura, what are the mild exercises and practices what you have to do. Only mild spiritual things, no heavy therapy once again, because in such short span of time, within 6 months, you should not need any kind of this therapy. And this is so not so, they said still we want to do it, we felt so good. I said, just because you are feeling good, it doesn't mean that I will give you again those therapies, and you should not go for it even for self therapy and even from somebody else, because pranic energy, when the negativity flows out of you, when you receive the Mother Earth energy, it's the pranic urja, it's the life force which is flowing through you. This is not some child's play that you keep doing it, redoing it. These are very heavy. You know, it's like a life journey you go through. We cannot take it lightly. It's not some entertainment. You cannot repeat it just for the sake of feeling good. It's like a very big intention. You're doing it to get the positive life force, the magnum, the supreme power, the creator. You're connected to that power, and your aura is creating and getting in sync with that Almighty, and you're receiving in abundance from the universe, say in the form of good luck, in form of health, in form of wealth, in form of positivity, happiness. So much is in store for us in the universe. It is just that we fail to receive it. We fail to receive it. That is the only where humans lack. Otherwise, the universe has an abundance for us, and the Almighty has promised it in holy verses as well as in day-to-day life. You do not observe, but you experience so much and so many blessings. It's just that you are not opening yourself, you're not opening your aura, you're not cleansing it to receive an abundance from the universe. That is where the whole problem is. You have to do it, somebody else cannot do it for you. You need your sincerity so that you have long-term effect. Do not put yourself in a position where you have to repeat it again and again and again and again, and you lose your immunity. The mind becomes so immune that you lose the impact that it is having on you, because you're doing it, redoing it. That this can be dangerous also. Any sort of energy healing therapy practice without any guidance, if you do and redo and again redo, it's not something that I recommend. It's really unhealthy. I tell this to like everybody, no, do not do this. Do not practice it on your own till you really have a very clear idea and experience of having done it. Never try it on somebody else also. And first and foremost, keep the intention in your mind that whenever I go for any such kind of therapy, I will have a long-term effect. I will take something out from it and I will keep practicing it in my day-to-day lives, and not just like it is something like you went for a weight loss session, you lost a lot of weight, and then what happened is you threw yourself away to the junk food. It is exactly like that. Whenever you are going through a strong pranic energy therapy, and then again you're throwing yourselves to now your state is very vulnerable. Once you're out of this kind of heavy therapy, your mind, your soul, your body is very vulnerable. Your emotional state is very vulnerable. It is very highly elevated and uplifted right now, and it's vulnerable also because it's not used to the day-to-day malice and the day-to-day whatever goes on, the corruption in the world. So do not throw yourself away, do not give yourself away to the world like that. So it's like you're back to the junk foods. No, you have to stay with everybody you have to balance your personal and professional life, but at the same time maintain your inclusivity to yourself. Be that grounded and avoid anything to reach your heart. Take in whatever you are supposed to take in and take the rest out. Hearing everything doesn't mean taking in. And try to avoid hearing the wrong kind of things and hear the right kind of things, and be very, very specific about your atmosphere and the company. See, it doesn't mean if you don't want a particular type of company, you have to go away from the space. No. By choosing the right kind of company, I mean with whom you choose to spend more and more time. And if there is some sort of compulsion, you have to spend your time more and more with someone who is spiritually very, very, very on a very low level, and it is very much into some practices or some sort of things which are not spiritually good, what you say, or it's too much in the grasp of evil, you say. Then what you have to do is avoid interacting much, or even if you interact, try not to speak much. And whatever you're hearing, keep telling in your mind, I will if it's not good for me, I'll not take in. If it's not good for me, I'll not take in. Keep praying your prayer recitations. A few of my clients, they say earlier, like they had got into practice of prayer recitation, as I had told them. Then they stopped prayer recitation the way I have told them, and then what happens is you get easily carried away with the satanic force, because you've stopped your prayer recitations, you've stopped your going through holy verses and your prayer chantings or meditation. If you stop these things the way you have been told, then the after effects will be null. You're completely you're giving yourself away and subjecting yourself to the outside world. This doesn't work like that. Please do it as told to you, because that is how you are going to have long time effect and heal yourself spiritually. Your consciousness will connect to the higher consciousness, the supreme power, the creator who has created all of us, and we will receive in abundance from the universe.